Hi, my name is Paul Nemetz-Carlson. My video topic this week is the way social media affects how we experience live sports. And that's both from a television perspective, is in watching a live sporting event on television and the social media interaction that takes place during that event, and from the attendance perspective. So fans who are at the stadium, at the ballpark, at the arena, and how social media has really changed their fan experience at the live action event. And I think both are pretty significant as we look at it. I think people have been moving through social media from being viewers or outside observers into really active participants in their own sporting event. They are part of a greater community, part of a connected community, uh, in a way that wasn't possible before by just isolating the people who are in the stadium or isolating the person who's at home on his couch. Um, what social media has done is created a community of like-minded people, a community of watchers around certain live events. And I think that is the direction in which social media is going to be used in sports going forward. I think it's important to think that traditionally social media has been an effective tool for boosting ticket sales among sporting organizations, selling merchandise, um, driving TV viewership. But in the future, as you kind of connect to what we've been reading about in our book, Solis was talking about the old internet being content, the new internet 2.0 being about people and establishing personal connections. It makes a lot of sense that it isn't just about using social media to broadcast information, but more likely it's getting your fans talking and working with each other. And so the fans, instead of being information driven, are personal connection driven. And I think that's how social media, one of the key ways in which it's changed the live sporting event. Um, Fans are no longer isolated watchers. They want to be part of a greater community. And there's a lot of different technologies and ways to do that. One of the things that's kind of interesting about the need at stadiums is the need for new technology because to respond to this trend. Um, Stadiums and ballparks have been forced to upgrade their Wi-Fi capabilities and their 3G capabilities um, for data and for wireless internet because the people who were in the stadium couldn't deal with the old capacity, and the demand was for greater capacity uh, of connectivity, so to speak. So that's going on almost everywhere. That's a great challenge to every arena because of the fans wanting to be part of a different conversation. The other thing that's happening in stadiums is that teams and organizations are creating a new social media presence and recognizing the value. The New Jersey Devils have 25 fans who volunteer to make up part of a crew that runs Mission Control, which is their social media presence run out of their arena that will go anywhere from 6 hours a day to people needing to man the social media presence 12 hours a day on game day when there's the most traffic. The Cleveland Indians have really turned a luxury box into a suite for social media and invited people who are prominent bloggers, tweeters, fans of the team with a large social media presence to come in and be brand managers for them, and hopefully by being treated with given these benefits, will then say positive things and really connect to a community of people who want to go to the game and grow revenue. The London Olympics just ended. That was our first fully full Olympic Games in the age of social media, which is a pretty positive event in the terms of the online communities created. There were over 1.4 million Twitter followers of the London Olympic Games, and their Twitter following were able to kind of be together and be an online community for Michael Phelps and Usain Bolt, establishing great things. But there was also some negative. So this social media presence brings together a lot of people, but there's also some negatives that go with it. That one athlete was kicked out of the games for posting racist tweets. Another person criticized NBC's coverage. Other people created a buzz about fighting the IOC on advertising in the Olympics and professional athletes along those lines. So there's been a lot of conversation about the positive and negative of the social media experience around a live sport. It can bring people together in a way they celebrate greatness, but it also can bring through some negatives. One of the things that as you talk about questions and you create questions, there are some out there about the social media experience in live sports. So we actually watch the game if we're multitasking and we're connected to our phones. The other thing that I wonder out loud is today's fan more negative because they have a social media outlet for their thoughts, and do we hold athletes to a different standard of perfection because in social media time we don't have time to process whether or not they could have done something or give them the benefit of the doubt, but our frustration drives our criticism of their performance. So I think there are definitely some questions as we go forward talking about social media and the live event, but the enhanced technology in stadiums, teams establishing social media presence during games, TV, if you've watched the Ryder Cup, haven't or followed the blog on ESPN, Michael Collins is witty, he's smart, he's informative, he's a former caddy who was able to kind of give a play-by-play and a live chat. There is a community of people who are really excited to be part of a greater community experience, having a greater experience. So all the thrills and excitement about the Ryder Cup, and all the disappointment and all the bad things have been connected in this social media presence. So there's some excitement about social media and live sporting events, and I definitely think if you look at the sports organizations and sports businesses, the next step is going to be an expanded presence or growing presence around the live sport experience, and a chance for people to dictate the conversation, and it's compelling because they're able to say their own thing. And sports becomes perfect for this. The live sport event is where before anyone else has an opinion, that person can come out and they can say their own thing, and their tweets are original thoughts. And so that's part of the excitement around social media and live sports. Both connects people, it creates original thought, and it gives people a voice. And I think going forward, that's going to be the next big step in sports and use of social media is that live action event. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something, or even started to think about the way you're going to experience live sports in the future. Please feel free to comment, and we'd love to look forward to the next set of videos. Thanks.